Hello, I'm Crown Prince Jonathan, as you know. As you have no doubt heard, if you are watching this video, the Austronesian Civil War has begun in earnest. I say in earnest, it was for the past few weeks. People started ignoring it now, but good, because there were too many nations joining it. This is an internal matter. It doesn't matter which side you support. I mean, I'm fine for you to support people, it's your, of course you're going to have an opinion on who's in the right. But please, do not go around joining wars between foreigners that you're never going to meet and have nothing to do with you. I understand that obviously you might hold a viewpoint on who's right, but don't go around declaring war on people, especially if you're a younger micronation. I mean, it'll just make you look militaristic, aggressive, attention-seeking, to be honest. But that's not saying I don't appreciate the help from the Phoenix Empire, from the Solvo Federation, the Empire of New Europe and the Ohio Empire. I really do appreciate your help. I'm just saying to all the smaller micronations, don't go around just declaring war for the sake of it, because it really isn't a good way to get attention. Basically, I recorded William saying, I've forgotten the exact quote, so it was something like, basically he said Act 113, the act that made the abdication official and Esmond officially monarch, he said that that did not count. He said he didn't think that should be legal, that Parliament sort of decides the new monarch, and that the Prime Minister, and also that the Prime Minister has the deciding vote, even though that's in the Constitution. So, well, sort of. It's in an amendment to the Constitution. Anyway, he said that the Prime Minister should not have the deciding vote on anything, and that Esmond should not be Emperor. I then sort of said, I'm recording this, and he said, as Chief, well, I've forgotten his exact quotes, but basically he said that because he was Chief Inspector, Chief of Police of the whole Empire, he ordered me to give it to him. I then said, no. He tried to grab it off me, forcibly remove the dictaphone from me, and presumably delete the evidence of him denouncing our monarch. And as Home Secretary, I removed him from the position of Chief Inspector, which passed to me because I'm Inspector of Rythe, so it automatically went to me. That wasn't that great. We sort of got into a bit of an argument then, and meanwhile Caroline came back, and I thought maybe, are they working together? Because William had just said he doesn't think Esmond should be monarch, and Caroline is asserting her claim to the throne, so I challenged them both to say if they were working against His Imperial Majesty, they should say so now. Caroline said that she still wants to be Empress. I asked her, do you want to remove Esmond from the throne? She said yes. Wanting to remove the monarch from the throne is high treason, so I arrested her for questioning. Myself and William took her to an adjacent room, and I was about to take record the interrogation. William then said, if I don't get my office of Chief Inspector back, then you are under threat from civil war, something on those lines. He used the words civil war. I asked if that was a threat, and he used very sort of cryptic language. Meanwhile, Caroline escaped. So we ran after her, then William ran up and said that, give me back my office of Chief Inspector now. I said no, I'm Chief Inspector now. And he said, okay, I'm declaring civil war on you. I want Caroline to be Empress, not Esmond. These aren't his exact words, I'm saying just what he says. He declared civil war upon the Empire of Austranasia. And since that time, 7th of March 2010, the Empire has been at war. Rythe, the capital city where I am now, supporting His Imperial Majesty Emperor Esmond III, and South Kiltown, which was founded about a year ago now, actually, just less than a year ago, about 11 months now, 25th of April 2009 it was founded. The town of South Kiltown, where William lives, and also his mother and father, they live there as well. They are supporting Princess Caroline's claim to the throne. Already some foreign supporters have called her Empress Caroline, which, can I just say, is extremely offensive to the reigning monarch. But yeah, we've been at war. There's been no fighting, thankfully. I really don't want it to come to fighting. And neither does anyone else, really. Please forgive me if I pronounce this wrong. Prince Ryuho, Ryuho, I think it is. Prince Ryuho of Aspinburg. He made a really great video address. It's on YouTube. I'll put a link to it. He made a really great video address asking for peace, and of course, while that's impractical because Caroline's side is completely unwilling to negotiate, and to be honest, neither are we. They're just rebelling against lawful authority. But since neither side is really willing to negotiate that much, I thought, well, we can't get to an armistice, let's go to ceasefire. Because I don't want war. People may think, you know, I'm doing this for glory, I'm doing it for attention, I'm doing it to make Australasia a bigger and better superpower in the micronational world. Not saying we were a superpower already, but we were sort of... well, we weren't one of the little ones no one's ever heard about. We were quite active. So I'm not... Civil war never does anything good to a nation. It might sort out a few grievances between different parties, but at the end of the day, it leaves the nation crippled. I mean, the 30 Years' War in the Holy Roman Empire left two-thirds of the population dead. What I'm saying is I don't want this civil war. Thankfully, there has been no casualties. And I really do hope it will stay that way. I'm not saying we won't use military force. You have to understand that we are at war. They are threatening us with military force. We have recruited more than 25 people into the Australasian Armed Forces. If William attempts to seize power, override by force, the Easter holidays are coming up next week. It will be the perfect opportunity for him to do so. If he tries to do that, or if he tries to assert sovereignty of his own rebel group over any part of the United Kingdom, which is neutral, of course, I haven't declared it officially because that would mean recognising us. If William moves military forces into the neutral United Kingdom, then we will have to defend the United Kingdom, who is a neutral belligerent. If they move military forces against Ryde, we will protect our capital city. If they somehow find out where the Emperor lives in the United Kingdom, which is being kept strictly classified for security purposes, then we will move military forces to defend him. We will defend the Emperor, we will defend Ryde, we will defend Australasia against these rebels. Princess Caroline is an illegal claimant. This is like the Glorious Revolution all over again. The will of Parliament on one side, and the will of somebody who thinks they should be monarch because of a hereditary principle that is ultimately flawed on the other. Right, this video has gone on for a long time, so I think I'll end it in a few minutes. Finally, some solutions have been put forward by onlookers of this conflict. One was by Comrade Robert Leffler, former chairman of the Grand Unified Micronational. He proposed a referendum. The public vote for who they want to be monarch. This wouldn't elect the monarch, but if Caroline wins, I do expect that Esmond would consider abdicating, because it is the will of the people who decide the monarch. The referendum would not legally elect the monarch because it is a hereditary monarchy, but if Esmond did abdicate, then I would again refuse the throne and it would go to Caroline, so it would have the same effect as electing the monarch. And of course, if the people chose Esmond, which I strongly expect them to do, your time is up, Lord General William. And even so, we have a coronation coming up of Esmond III. The point is, I just want this to end soon. It will end with a victory for the rightful monarch.